Hello.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Yes, we're so glad to see you. Today is Friday, May 31st. I'm Roberta.
I'm Lenny.
And we are
the SABLE Stitchers.
If you're new here, welcome. SABLE is an acronym for Stash Accumulated Beyond Life Expectancy.
And we keep on going.
Certainly does. Thank you for joining us. This is a video mostly about cross stitch, but at times we dabble in other needlework, and if we have anything to show, we'll show you that as well. And then today, as always, we're going to show our WIPS, which is works in progress, some possibilities for Americana stitching in our near future, and our plans for the next couple of weeks, but we don't guarantee we're going to stick to those at all.
And that's a guarantee.
Yes, that's mostly the only guarantee. We have plans, but they might not be the same in 2 weeks. We're thankful for each of you who spend time with us when we shoot our videos. If you're new here, we hope that if you enjoy our content and like what you see, that you will subscribe and like and hit the notification bell so we can keep in touch, because our goal is to encourage community, create community among our cross-stitch friends, and so hitting the bell let you know when we have a new video, and so that helps us to keep in touch and keep current. So we're just really thankful for this community.
And I'm very thankful. We've had a very busy last 2 weeks. We've had graduation, and most of you, I think, know that we celebrated our 53rd anniversary
Congratulations.
2 days ago. So, and my older kids are in Italy, so they're having the time of their lives. And my younger ones are just enjoying Levi's home. Out of the whole month, he's a pilot for American, and out of the whole month, he's been home 6 days. So he has a whole week off this week, and so they've got a lot of plans to work around the house. And Grant bought a new car, not a new car, but he had inherited his dad's old car, and he's got a job, and he's getting paid pretty good money. And so he and his dad drove. They found the car online, and they drove to see it, and he got himself a little Civic. So it's
nice.
It's really cute.
Those are good cars.
Yeah. So I mean, and then that's about it. But I just thank everybody for all your kind wishes and celebrating with us, and your sweet comments, and yes, 53. We've known each other for 55, but sometimes it seems like it was just. I was thinking of the day that we got married, our anniversary, and I think it was the day that we actually got married, and I'm sure you all relate to that. But it just sometimes it feels like I can remember. Oh gosh, back in those days we did our hair in like juice cans,
yeah.
and then us girls that spent the night.
Big hair was.
I know. I just laugh at it, but I can remember doing it. And we all went to Shakey's for pizza in our pajamas, and I don't know. It was just
we went to
happy memories
in Cedar Rapids.
Well,
and I think it's still there.
We did the backpacking thing in Europe for 6 weeks, and so anyway, just a lot of memories, and through thick and thin, it's all worth it. Better for worse, richer for poor.
When you get married, you really can't see beyond just a few years. I mean, you just don't know what the future is going to hold, and that, what you'll be doing in 20, 30. I mean, imagine maybe having kids and raising kids, but, then those empty nester years hit, and you just never know what's going to happen.
And, but just cherish each day and feel privileged to still be together. And so, anyway, thank you.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. How about you?
Well, I've been spending a lot of time in the garden.
I bet.
So,
let me see your fingernails.
It's not my fingernails. I got poison ivy in a few spots, and it's getting better. I mean, it's not like it used to be but it's just, I can't help but brush against it as I'm pulling it out every now and then. So it's just a little irritation. But
Did you put anything on it? Do you have to put anything on it?
Jim has something that I've been using,
Okay.
so yeah, that helps. I mean, it's not. The first year I did it, we had a lot of it, and I got it really bad and had really bad welts on both arms, and it where you'd wake up at night and it would just be miserable. And these are just like little spots, so it's nothing. It's nothing major, but. I wish you'd get immunity to it, but that doesn't seem to happen.
You have a shot. So. You can get a shot for...
or just get exposed to it so much. But anyway, but yeah, I guess Enzo has hand, foot, and mouth disease for the second time. I don't remember hearing about that when our kids were little.
Not when our kids were little, but the grandkids, because one of my boys had it when they were a baby.
Okay.
And I don't know that much about it, but I know he was miserable.
It's miserable.
Couldn't eat because his mouth was all. I think he was hungry and then hangry and.
Yeah. So I guess they thought it might be chicken pox because he had his on his arms too. They ended up going to the doctor twice, and the doctor said it was hand, foot, and mouth mixed with eczema. So he's doing better now, but I talked to my son this morning, and now he's come down with it, and he's feeling miserable. He doesn't have the sores yet, but he thinks he has all the symptoms, so he thinks he's heading that way. And there might be a silver lining. His wife is ready to move to Kansas. So both of my daughters
would be awesome.
Have mothers who live out of the country, and Maze is in Japan. So they, there's no one nearby to help, no family nearby to help either of them. And so
that totally makes sense.
Yes.
They need Mimi. Yes.
So I'm probably, just already whenever I'm around them, it seems like I catch whatever they have. I know.
But sure would be nice to have them.
My other thing is I met yesterday with a preschool. And it's a Head Start preschool in Kansas City, and I'm signed up to be the liaison between the church and the preschool next year. So I'll be probably spending some time working in the classroom and then just helping them do, teacher support and encouraging the teachers and doing, because it's so important for kids to get a good start in life and not be starting kindergarten and not know how to sit still and not know their pre-reading skills. And so I feel really strongly about this, but I'll probably be exposed to a lot of...
Well, you will at first because Laura's the director of a preschool and she loves it. I mean, and true, and they all love her too. And the kids are so sweet. Some of them, some of them are not.
Oh, the teachers and the director were just over the moon about the kids. They were kind of sad because the last day of preschool was earlier this week. I think we had Memorial Day and then they had Tuesday at preschool and not many kids showed up, not surprisingly. And so they were missing the kids already.
Oh,
so
I was going to say they have quite a family, just between the teachers, and they have more kids now than because Miss Laura is there and they all like Miss Laura. And anyway, but it is important, and I think she really puts a lot of effort into. Anyway,
so I'm excited about that.
That's good.
So that's just
really, and working in an elementary school for 10 years as a school secretary, I loved it. It was my favorite job.
Well, little kids are just so precious, and what they get excited about, and what they say.
And what they say. Oh my God, I could write a book on the things that they say. So some of it appropriate, some of it not, but they're so cute. They're so honest. I love it.
Then I just want to do a little update on retreats, and currently I have 36 retreats listed on the website, which is SABLEStitcher.net, and that's just through the end of the year. I have some for 2025 as well.
They're really mounting up. I think there's just a whole lot of.
So I appreciate if you know about one, letting me know, and I need the details. I think if people are looking at the website, they want to know the location, of course, the dates, the cost is important. If there's like a block of hotel rooms, all kind of the basic information that, if there's a designer, if there's a possibility of doing a smalls exchange, they want to know all that up front rather than, they probably want to know that before they go to another website and check it out if they're looking at this website as a main resource. So if you are sending me information, please send all of that so that we don't have to go back and forth and I can get it on the website as soon as possible. I did want to mention that Stitch North is, the registration is open for April 2025. As of this morning, it looks like there's spots in the first session, but the second session is sold out, and there's probably a waiting list. The sessions are, the first one is April 25th to 27th. Second session is May 2nd to 4th. And then there's also openings for the fall retreat, which is October 25th to 27th. And then I will try to scroll their website, and it's the Evertote website across the bottom if you want to go there directly for more details or to sign up. And then I just wanted to do a little explanation. Someone had asked me 2 videos ago about Quaker Samplers. And so I just wanted to, I know there's always a lot of people new to stitching or, who haven't come across different things before. And so I thought it might be helpful to just do a little explanation about Quaker Samplers. And so it gave me an opportunity to look through some of my books. But as you probably know, Quakers, which is also called the Religious Society of Friends, was founded by George Fox, and it was founded in England in the early 1650s. And George Fox had a vision that compelled him to travel around England and other countries and to teach about this revelation, and specifically about the way he felt God was calling him to worship God, and the way Quakers worship, or if you would go to a Quaker worship service, they start in silence because they want to center themselves. They want to be open to receiving messages. And so they gather in silence. There's no set hymns, prayers, or sermons. But if during this silence someone feels like they've received a message that is meant for the congregation, or they've had a revelation about something, they are welcome to, share this among the congregation. So the Quaker sect began in England, but eventually many Quakers moved to the United States, and, a lot of them settled in Pennsylvania because they had freedom of religion there. So Quaker Samplers they can usually be identified by commonly occurring elements, and such as meandering vine border, and I got this from, and I will scroll the internet site I got most of this information from. So they'll have either a meandering vine border and asymmetrical floral sprays, or also a slender version of the Roman alphabet that does not contain a V. Now I have to say, when I was looking through my books and Quaker Samplers, all the samplers I had have V's, so I don't know. And it said motifs were usually arranged in an I can't say that word.
Which one?
Asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical?
Asymmetrical.
You're so pretty.
I don't know. I should try this ahead of time. Asymmetrical fashion, or a centering of a predominant motif, such as a house with non-mirrored images flanking it in a balanced way. And this is different from English samplers that usually have a mirror. They're very formally set up. They're mirrored images. They're not as much, I guess, what they refer to as being organic. And so it says, Quaker Samplers have a leafy look to them created by densely positioned floral motifs. Birds and bee skips were also popular images. Registries, names, or initials of family members are often present as well. And so I just wanted to share a few examples of this. And this is a Whitney Antiques book that I picked up. So I'm getting a reflection from the light that I picked up a little while ago. And these are not Quaker samplers. These are Quaker inspired samplers. And so I mean, and there's also some examples of Quaker Samplers in here, though. So this one is an example of like the floral motif that they were talking about, and you know, this one as well. This was in kind of a square frame. I see a lot of them that are kind of the ovals like this, but this is also an example of one. And then that center motif is also something you see in a lot of what, you know, we commonly think of as shaker samplers. And then on this page, this is what they're talking about with the narrow alphabet. That is something that I think, you know, you commonly would think of when you think of a shaker alphabet. And as you see, that one does have a V in all of the alphabets. Okay. Schools quickly formed in the United States, and one of the most famous ones is the Westtown School that was formed in Chester County, Pennsylvania in 1799, and it was opened as a boarding school for boys and girls. And the school is actually still operating, and it was modeled on the Ackworth School in England. And these schools were known for a certain type of sampler. And I think when you see this, it'll be you will recognize it. So this is a sampler from Ackworth. Sorry, I'm trying not to block Lenny, but that is a school from the Ackworth sampler, and you see the individual motifs, and you can see what they're not symmetrical at all. They're just kind of scattered around the area of the sampler. And then I think typically when we think Quaker for so many years, they were one color sampler, and so that's a antique that it was just actually I think that has a little different color. Let's see, does it have any different colors in it? I think that looks like that's all monochromatic, and I think that one's from England as well. But you can see all the various motifs. There's these half medallions on the border, and then full medallions with full of different motifs on the interior. So, like I said, many times we think of Quaker patterns as being monochromatic, such as M. Satterthwaite, 1807 by Shakespeare's Peddler, or Anne Grimshaw by The Scarlet Letter. Those are two that I've seen, that you see current stitchers stitching from pretty frequently. But there's also many that use a variety of colors. And so, going from the website, samplers and teachers were exchanged between Philadelphia and England, so motifs were not unique to one country or the other. Two other forms of Westtown samplers were the darning sampler and the extract sampler. The darning sampler usually included the student's name and the name of the Westtown school, as well as 6 unique stitches. And when we talk about a darning sampler, if you're not familiar, it was so important to keep clothes. Clothes were not as linen, and fabric was not as readily available. So when you had clothes, you wore them out. And so it was really important to be able to keep them in good repair through darning them. And they didn't just, stitch them together haphazardly. They stitched them in a really attractive manner so that you could still wear them and look presentable. And this is, when they talk about an extract sampler, this is an example of extract samplers where they have, like a religious quote or an inspirational quote inside of a border. And if you're wondering what that is a pinball. Let's see. Oh, and then I wanted to show another Westtown sampler from this. Let me put this over the side and keep my notes. Sorry.
He has some beautiful books.
I know.
Her library.
Fun to look through these and look for some of these. Okay, well here's an example of a darning sampler here. It's black and white. It's kind of heavy. Yeah. But that's a darning sampler over here. And then here is, let me see, I gotta look at to see which page it was. And here's another one. Here's an example. I'm gonna stand up so I can see. Oops. Here's one from the Westtown School. That's an alphabet. And I think that's another one of those extract samplers. Let's see. And then something that I found really interesting about Quakers is the girls who took advanced geography classes at Westtown, sometimes several, and I have no idea how many of these were created because there aren't a lot of them remaining. They actually created embroidered silk globes. And from what I've read, this was exclusive to the Westtown School. And it's uncertain why they would go to work to create these globes, but it may have been because globes were considered an important teaching tool, and schools would actually advertise that they owned a globe when they were trying to attract students. And globes were expensive at the time, so creating your own was a more economical way to acquire this important teaching tool. Oops, that's in my first book. So I wanted to just show you an example of what these globes look like.
Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine sewing something like that?
I can't imagine stitching that.
I'm thinking if I would have done it, it probably would not have been quite so symmetrical. So
That's
isn't that
amazing.
Isn't it? So I guess that's made out of silk. So I just thought that was really fascinating. And of course, as time went on, there were Quaker schools in other parts of the country. And one of the other books that I have is this Ohio is My Dwelling Place. And Ohio is one of our earlier states. And so just looking in here, this is from the Waynesville School. This book, I've mentioned this before, it has samplers from every county in Ohio. And so you can see some of these motifs are kind of, these florals are kind of what and then also the font of the writing identifies it as being a Quaker, or if they knew this family was a Quaker family. And it says the Waynesville Academy was patronized by Quakers and non-Quakers. And then this one is from, it says Belmont County in central Ohio. And you can see this little motif up here is a typical Quaker motif. So Quaker influence continued and spread, and we still enjoy doing it.
I just love the cover of this book.
Oh, isn't that fun?
This little girl, show that little girl with the umbrella. That is so. But
she's very elegant. I'm sorry for the ring light.
very cute.
To give you a couple of examples, this is a reproduction sampler that you wouldn't typically probably think of as being Quaker. This is Sarah Allen by Needlework Press, 1814, and this was named as being a Quaker sampler. So this is a reproduction. And then there are many, many adaptations of Quaker. And this is Quaker Birth. This is by Brenda Gervais. There's Leela's Studio, does a lot of different Quakers. Of course, it's identified by Quaker as Quaker because of the half medallions around the outside. So I enjoyed doing that little research.
Well, thank you for.
I thought that was a lot of fun. I didn't know. I have no idea how I learned about Quaker samplers, but if you were wondering about it, that's just a little bit of information.
I did one from Teresa Kogut, the Scylla Witches. It was a Halloween one.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the first time that I think I had done, and it was a full Quaker with other motifs of Halloween in there. But it was such a challenging and fun stitch at the same time. And it was monochromatic, except for just some of the little motifs were different colors. But anyway.
Yeah, and Primrose Cottage does a lot of.
Oh, they have a lot of great.
A monthly Quaker series. Many of them are monochromatic, but I know their Patriotic one is, red, white, and blue, and so yeah, there's a lot of designers who incorporate Quaker motifs. So
okay, book days. Okay.
You got lots of bees.
Yeah, little bees and. Just a lot of little fun things. But stitching every day, and not too many different things. Kind of wanted to finish up some things, so I did get some WIPs finished. I showed them last time, so I'm really excited that I'm getting some things done.
And I have the cross stitch planner, and I understand that these are no longer in the shop, but I imagine, we're getting towards the middle of the year. They'll probably have a 2025 planner coming out shortly.
2025, jeez.
I know. And here's mine. I too have been pretty much stitching a little bit every day, trying to do it, although, trying to get in my walks, trying to get in my gardening. But it's
Lots
been
of things
fun.
to do. Lots of things to do.
I've done a lot of little things, so that's fun.
Well, I think we're going to kind of show a little bit of our Patriotic that we've collected over the SABLE years.
I have one finished before we do Patriotic.
Okay.
So I've been talking to you. I've been working on a study in blue since the first of the year. And I think I had finished this last time, and I'm in the process of putting it into a box. I have rickrack ordered for along the outside, so that's still a little bit rough, but
that's so beautiful. Look at all that work. The letters look good. You had talked about 2 strands compared to 1 strand. I think it looks really good. And your fabric is...
It's lined. I have it lined. And just briefly, this, I did not do it the way she showed it, because in the book, I don't know if you can see on this, it looks like the raw box is showing. I think she made a band. She just turned the edges under on this and made a band and sewed it together and put it on the cardboard. And then, at least the way mine sits, well, I would have the raw cardboard showing here and here, and I didn't want to do that. So what I did is I put the calico on the bottom. I turned up a certain amount here, like I guess it's probably about 1/2 inch here, and glued it to the bottom here. I tried to sew it, but I just couldn't. It was just too fiddly to sew. So I glued it here, and then kind of tight with all the layers of fabric. I overlapped the linen in here, and then I cut the calico, a strip of calico, seamed it, and put it in the box. And then I cut a piece of cardboard about the shape of the bottom of the box, covered that, and so I just have it kind of set in here so I can fiddle around with it if I need to make it a little tighter or whatever. But when I've seen it before, I think the lining is kind of a little bit loose. So that's what I did on that part. And then on this part, let's see, I did a strip of the calico here, glued it.
Did you cover the whole top of the...
It's not, I just did a strip.
Just a strip.
So I needed a 1/2 yard of calico for all of this, and I used most of it. So I did a strip here, glued it on the top here, glued it on the bottom here, same thing, cut a round piece of cardboard, covered it, put it in here, and then did a piece of cardboard here, put 2 layers of Warm and Natural, and then laced this around the Warm and Natural. And then when I get the blue rickrack, I will sew that on the outside.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Thank you.
So pretty.
So that was my...
Ta-da!
And I really I've never made a box like that before. And, you learn something. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. I'm not an expert on that. That's just how I did it to make me happy. And I'm happy with the way it turned out.
I would be too. So I had some finishes, and I had worked on this pattern, and I think I showed you the last time. I think I had part of the flag.
I love these.
And so I did finish. That's mostly what I worked on this week. And so I finished these 2, and then I just made. Oh, this was my this is my eBay, purchase. A little vintage strawberry.
That's so cute.
Isn't that just the cutest? It's rusty and I love it. But
do you think they have plant in there? But I'm kind of laughing because my husband's been quiet all day, and now I don't know what he's doing. He's like rustling through. I don't know what he's doing.
I thought he was looking for pepper. So anyway.
So if you hear the noise, we're sorry.
Those husbands. I don't know. This is one of the finishes.
That's so cute.
And
these are, what linen is this? Or is it all the same linen?
It's all the same lemon. I was looking at the lemon cookies. It's all the same linen. It was left over from one of my finishes that I just did, and I didn't save the tag. But it had a little bit of dark. However, I had a little bit of modeling. I did go ahead and spray it with the Primitive Gatherings antique spray, just to give it a little bit more aged look. I added a rusty pin, some buttons, a bell, and I cut the back up and down instead of sideways. But anyway, I just took some wool and covered up my back for that. So there's that one. And the flag. This was fun. So, and then I did wool on the back of this one also, and I used some little pennies to put on the back of that, and a rusty pin and some buttons and some twine. And then my last little one, 1776.
Those are so cute.
Thank you.
I like your backing fabric.
Well, this was just something I had in my stash, so I cut it the same way. And then I had some little Lori Holt buttons, and so I added that. So that was my little finishes for this time. I have some previous finishes, but we can show those whenever. Okay. I am going to make this a giveaway at the end of the video, so we'll talk about this in a little bit because it was fun to stitch and I want to share. Okay. Do you have anything else to?
Yeah, I'm almost done with this. I'm not quite 100% because I am stitching the wool strips down on the edges, which probably isn't 100% necessary, but this is from, and I think I mentioned this, well, maybe I didn't mention this last time. Mm-hmm. Did I mention it? Mm-mm. Okay. It's from, I think, a Blackberry Primitives club from a couple of years ago.
Oh, it looks like Maggie.
It is. It's
Maggie.
Okay. It's a Maggie Bononomy design, but they sent out, she had a quarterly club, and every quarter they would send out a kit for, a season appropriate little wall hanging or little wool piece. And so I got everything to do this one, and so I'm almost done with that one. And
fun. Yeah,
and I don't know. I didn't research to see if this pattern is available. Most of Maggie's patterns are available on an ongoing basis. So again, this is Maggie Bononomy.
There are quite a few books available that I've seen on eBay and places too. I had finished this because I got some stuff on it. This is my first try on 25 count 1/1. So little. This is from the book
really cute.
Seasons of the Heart. I am not going to put the spring. I left it blank because I wasn't sure what to do with it. So I was going to stitch all of them first and then decide I might just stitch spring, summer, fall, and winter, I think is what they have. So I started the fall one. I haven't gotten very far, but it will be that one up there. But 25/1, I was pretty proud of myself.
That is adorable.
So
that's really pretty.
Yeah, I'm pretty pleased. That flag was so. Okay, and then this is a previous one I think I did. I'm gonna say this is Plum Street. I think that Brenda too.
I think that's Brenda Gervais.
I couldn't find the pattern. So this is also called Home Sweet Home. But I looked, I couldn't find the pattern. It's got some strawberries on it and some stars. This was a frame that I got at Hobby Lobby. It is stitched on 36, 1/1. I'm not sure what the linen is, but just a little. I think these are in Hobby Lobby all the time. It barely fit in there, but it fit in there good enough. Mm-hmm. So, and I love the color of the frame.
I do too.
And just
it goes really good with like the green.
It did, and it's just
really well.
It's I didn't get the top. The top's a little off and the bottom's a little off, but it's okay.
We're always hard on ourselves.
I know.
No one would have
I know. It was like this little this was going on a board, and I had a perfect board for it, and I messed with this, and finally I says, "Oh heck, it's going to be a pillow."
Oh yeah, okay.
Because trying to get these lines straight on the flag was kind of challenging, but I love stitching flags. So, okay.
Well, we could do a lot of happy flag stitching this season. There's a lot of it. So
yeah.
Do you have whips?
Whips. Yes. Oh, here. I didn't. I guess I really don't have. I didn't work. Sorry, I don't mean to be talking. I did work a little bit on my non-cross stitch, my embroidery. Getting ready to start another one, but I got quite a bit done on this. This is when my eyes get really tired at nighttime, and it's like I can't find the holes, so I bring out the embroidery. So I got the house pretty much, or the part of the house. Anyway, it's just a fun stitch. I have my raven that I'm working on too. I did not do anything new to it, so I didn't bring it today. I did pick up my fabric from Quilter Station last week to do my stems. So I need to just cut the bias and iron them. And once I get the stems cut out, then I can place all the birds and stuff on there, and then I can start sewing. I'm so excited. So I have my second one all cut out, glued. I just need to, again, get the stems done. So that's kind of one of my whips, and I think, here's my Seasons of the Heart for the fall.
Those little bitty pumpkins.
Oh, I know. Look at that one.
That's amazing.
So,
those
anyway,
window frames. That's a lot of itty bitty details.
Yeah, but it's cute. And really, I don't think I really have any other. I think I have my summer sampler. Yeah. So I am working on this one, Hello Summer by Plum Street. And I worked on it just a little bit. Sorry, it's all wrinkled. So I still need to do this bottom half and some of the top half and finish the Hello Summer. I was working on the words. But kind of did a little bit on everything. I worked a little bit on some, I didn't bring it, but I worked a little bit on some Halloween. I worked a little bit on Christmas.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're a multi-season
You
kind
know,
of gal.
I just kind of, I said, oh, what's in this? I shot my stash.
Well, you know, the seasons just go by
Oh
so
my
fast.
gosh, here we are, June. It's like, wow. As a matter of fact, I got so excited when I did my book of days. I thought, I'm going to go ahead and pre-stick. Well, I got so excited about using my 4th of July stickers. I put them in June. We're going to get
It's all
ready.
leading up to the 4th, you know. So.
And this sticker, in case you're wondering, I got some new glasses. Not yet. I ordered them, so they're not in yet, but that's when they're supposed to be in. So I can't wait to show you. Okay. That's it.
I think I have 4 whips. I did a little bitty bit. I pulled out American Welcome by Plum Street, and our friend Jamie finished this, and it's gorgeous. Makes me so anxious to get it done. I have such an itty bitty start. So I just I did some more of the leaves, just worked on the border, and then I made a mistake and I had to unstitch. This is on 36 count Old Amana that was dyed by Michelle Farm Girl Dry Goods with the called for flosses, because I got this as a kid at the Farm Girl retreat last year. I am probably fudging it a little bit, but I mean, I don't have a very big start, and I have, you know, all those big houses and the water to do. So this is going to be what I'm doing as part of Christine Hollis Hands Summer Sale. So that's what I need to get that posted to show my start. And the goal of that stitch along is to, and it doesn't have to be a patriotic piece, but it's just a piece that you are going to be stitching on from Memorial Day and hopefully finishing by you're supposed to start on Memorial Day, finish it by Labor Day. So I need a head start.
There's a lot of sales going on.
Yeah,
who's doing the Salanders? Flosstubers.
I just saw that. I think it's...
Is that the Hathaway Stitchers?
I don't know. There's like several of them I know, and I had just looked that up.
I thought that was really clever. A Salander, and I think it's #Salander or something like that, to where you can see all the sales that are out there if you want to join them.
And this is in my Black Cat Stitchery bag. Teresa Kogut fabric. Always perfect for a project bag. This is in one of my Tiger Lily bags. And I worked a little bit more on Oh Joyous Day by Blackbird Designs. And I did a little more of the letters and the motifs and got started on the bird. So happy to be moving up and doing something a little bit different on that. I'm looking for my card that says what I'm stitching this on. Why do I not have a card in here? Oh no, I transferred bags. I put it in this bag because I was going to be working on it a lot and I wanted to use a special bag for it. And I don't see what I'm working on. I am saying, do you think that's Heartland? Does it say on my thing? Doesn't say on my...
I don't know. I always like
guessing
green.
Heartland because I know it's Picture This Plus because of the modeling. And I think it's I think it has kind of green.
Yeah, it definitely has green.
So I'm thinking that's on 36 or 40 count Heartland.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, enjoying that. And then I wanted to get back to this one that I started last year, and that's the pattern. Grand Old Flag by Teresa Kogut. And it's in this book, which is her books are so fantastic, but it has so many great patterns in it. I think this came out 2 years ago. I don't know if it has the year on it. I'm not seeing the year. But it's a great book. I highly recommend it. And this is how far. So I
got a lot of stripes on there.
I am up to doing blue, so I'm ready to do blue. That's, I just don't enjoy it's hard because you got to count on the red. It's not just straight back and forth, and every line is little different so that you can make the zigzag pattern in it. So I'm looking forward to getting to the blue and doing like the little quilt pattern for the blue, what do they call it? The blue section of the flag. I mean, look how cute that one is too.
Oh,
that
they're all
would
cute.
be really cute. And then one last whip. I went back to Jane Cowie by the Scarlet House. I started this 2 years ago. Didn't do too much. I did a little bit on it last year, but then I did the other section of the house and the butterfly. I did this bird, and then I just got a small start on the center motif in the bottom. There's a couple of birds, there's a boat, and then I'm really excited about doing the cartouche. It's like a floral cartouche with her name in it. I don't know if I'll put her name or what I'll do in the middle, but looking forward to working on that. This is on 40
say
count
that fabric is beautiful.
Weeks Cocoa, but it's the non-Zweigart Weeks, so it's not my favorite, but it's a beautiful linen
It's a beautiful
for that.
color.
It's a very pretty color for all of those silks. And I'm just using the called for silks because, I mean, can't mess around with Tanya's designs.
I got all
that. And then this is a bag from Quilter Station. Almost every time you go in, they have these wonderfully made bags available in different designs. It's really hard to resist. I mean, I don't know if I know who did this bag, so I won't say anything about that one. All right. So those are my WIPs.
Okay. How about a joke?
Loving all of them. Yes.
Okay.
Joke away.
All right. Well, we're kind of doing our Americana session here. It's like, what do you get when you cross a patriot and a curly-haired dog?
Well, it wouldn't be a French poodle.
No, it's a Yankee poodle.
A Yankee poodle.
But you were on the right thing. Yes. Okay. Oh gosh. Well, I was going to show you this. Again, I had gone to the antique, and I was looking for strawberry things, and I found this little crocheted. Someone worked really, really hard on this. It's double layered. It's a nice. I mean, I think
did a
use
lovely
a nice
job.
It's just beautiful, but.
How cute.
Anyway, I just thought that was so cute and had to come home with me. Okay. I bought this bundle at Hobby Lobby. It was $4.99, but it was just a nice bundle of different kinds of trims, and I think they're all a yard long. So,
what section was that in?
this is back in the ribbon.
Okay.
And it's it's kind of on an end, just on the end corner. But they had blacks and browns and blues, but I just love these neutrals and just very, I'm going to undo it, but just very unique. I could see a lot of trims, little teeny tiny rickrack.
About the blue. I ordered
bigger
the
rickrack.
blue rickrack from the tinsmith's wife, and that's the first time I placed an order with her I was looking for some specific linen and
lace.
But if there was a blue thing like that, there might be something that could have worked
I
for
said
the trim, like
did
the little lace. Lace, I mean, I don't need that much.
Right.
A little lace trim like that.
Well, even if you just
Really
wanted
cute.
to put it along the bottom, if you, but
Or make a little bow out of
I
something.
say my pillows weren't going to be pillows, but I was too frustrated.
Oh, and look how cute this one is.
I mean, yeah, I didn't see that one. Just little trim on
It's
some
got like embroidered vine
like
design. I love that.
little feather stitch.
Oh, that is so cute.
Anyway,
Really
it was just
unique.
fun, and they only had one of them. So, look at this one. I mean, for something fatter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought that was attached to it. It is attached to it. Anyway, that was fun. Okay. I'm ready to show some.
Oh, I was going to mention a couple of floss tubers.
Oh, I have a whole list of floss tubes. Okay. Oh my gosh, you go ahead.
Okay. There's
I'm gonna eat this cookie.
Well, all of these were new to me, and so Comfort Stitching, Jackie, we met at Quilter Station, and I met her at Sampler Symposium, and she just had her first floss tube, and she was trained. She has formal training as an artist, and she was away from cross stitch for a while, and I forget what she was doing.
And do I have cookies on my mouth?
No, you're good. And she got back to it. Well, the way she got back to it is somehow she stumbled on Flosstube and saw someone, and all these new patterns and new designers and new flosses and linens, and so she called her sister, who was still a cross stitcher, and her sister said, she's like, well, what is this floss tube? And so her sister filled her in, told her watch Brenda and Laura, and so then she kind of fell down the floss tube, rabbit hole, as we all do. And but like her first thing that she stitched was Consider the Lilies.
I know. It's like,
And
wow.
But she wanted to make it meaningful for her, so she changed the Adam and Eve figure to be representative of her grandparents, and then she added a house that was, you know, like the house they had when she was growing up, instead of the tree, and then she also added other motifs that were meaningful to her. But I mean, how creative, how to be so, you know, so creative on your very first project. So
And brave.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. I mean, and I'm probably like one of the last ones to watch her. I don't know.
Oh, I had watched her too, and you know, and I loved. I turned it on because I loved the name of the floss tube, and I go, doesn't our stitching all bring us comfort? Mm-hmm. And I just thought that's just such a really feeling of how you feel when you have time to yourself. And the weather's been pretty nice. Today's kind of rainy, but it has been such a nice Memorial Day weekend. Was lovely, and but I've been able. It's been cool enough, but yet warm enough. But to sit outside and stitch, and I don't know, it's just been a lovely week.
And then Periwinkle Stitcher,
I have her.
Was also new, and you've probably watched her as well. She was just a lot of fun. Just in case you haven't heard from her, she's from Wales. She shared a lot of wonderful projects. I really loved her Stacy Nash finishes. And like many, she doesn't have stitching friends nearby and wanted to share a love of stitching with this community. And so it looks like she's really got a warm welcome, and you know, I hope she continues, and you know, and looking forward to seeing a lot more of what she's been doing. And then one other who I think she has 8 out, and I have not watched this before, and I heard about this I think from Jamie, is Hobbies of Holly. And so I've watched a few of hers now, and
it's very pleasant.
Yes, and she did, of course, anyone who does a stitching room tour and organization is going to grab my attention. So if you haven't checked her out, please check out Holly on Hobbies of Holly. She's from the Dayton, Ohio area, and just has been a long time stitcher, and she's very prolific and just beautiful finishes, and so she's a lot of fun to watch too, and good organizational tips, which I always appreciate.
I need that. I watched Lorraine from Shanebrook Cottage. I've watched her before, and again, she just seems like a natural. I mean, I love watching all her stitches. And we're going to show a lot of patriotic, or some of our patriotic ideas, but also Brianna Lentz. She does a floss tube, and it's really kind of fun. She takes 50 projects in a genre and shares with you, as far as like if you're looking for Christmas, but you know, in this case, patriotic. So she actually has four floss tubes. She did part 1 through 4 of favorite patriotic stitching. Not necessarily ones that she's done, just ones that are available to. Okay. So if you don't see what you're looking for when we show ours, or you know, check Brianna out. She's a really sweet gal. I also like the Carolina Stitchers. It's a mother-daughter. And Cross Stitch the Globe. They do a lot of interesting, some of the basics, some of the tutorials. I've enjoyed watching them. Kathy Lounsbury from So and So's. She is probably my favorite. She does so many wonderful finishes and stitches. I love to watch Kathy.
Yeah, hers are always jam-packed. I mean, I know she said she'd been gone 2 months, but still, the amount of stitching and finishing
and
she
so
got
many
done in 2 weeks, or 2 months rather. It's so inspirational, Kathy. So, we always love seeing your videos.
Yeah. And then the Nightly Stitcher, I like to watch her, and the camping, the camping stitcher, and Doreen from Privies and Prims. So, sorry.
And I'll try to link all these below. In case you're not familiar, I'll give you a link so that you can find them easily in this. So I'll link them below in the show notes.
Just lots of wonderful floss tubers out there, so give them a shout out.
It's hard to get to everyone, so I just mentioned the ones who are new to me. So
we have to share the TV, and the NBA playoffs are going on. So anyway, Okay, I think I'm down to
Showing our one
goodies.
of the stuff that we started or want to start. Okay.
Thought I'd start. Teresa Coquette had her floss tube on, and they are not going to reprint our angel kindness cards. So I went ahead and bought another box. I want to make sure I didn't run out. I love these cards, so inspirational, and I love angels.
Blackbird Designs always has wonderful books, and I think you can get this. I'm not sure if this is out of
Yes,
print.
you can still get that.
Okay, so if you haven't picked up Souvenirs of Summer, I mean, it has so many wonderful pieces that are worth stitching or maybe even restitching. So,
and still on Teresa Coquette, I've been doing a lot of little ones the last 2 months, and I'm ready to go back to my bigger projects. But I love this house here. I love that bird there. I love this. I love everything in this book. The salt box house, the top one, and
that's very cute.
And
that's
Love Lives Here.
Well, that's one on the cover. Okay.
Yeah.
How cute with the little people under the arbor.
I know, and she just, and I'm not a big people.
No,
I'm not a big people person, but I did not in stitching. But she does cute people.
Mm-hmm. This is another Blackbird book that is absolutely a classic. I think I showed this one on our last video. All of these are just so adorable. And the one I am currently kitting up is Salute to Abigail. And I'm kitting it up in the silk.
That is so American.
I think this is this Confederate? What they used to call Confederate gray. I think that's what that is. The called for is, let's see what the called for is on this one. It looks very gray, but it's so hard to tell with the photos.
But it is a darker linen.
Yeah. Anyway, it's not, this is a little wonky the way it's set up because here's Salute to Abigail here. Okay, here's the picture here. I wonder if I got a weird book. Oh no, yeah, my pages are out of order in my book, 12-9.
Oh,
so that's why
you're having trouble.
It's not just me for a change. It calls for.
I never noticed that.
Well, yeah, it says just my book. Yours is probably. It's calls for 35, 36 count mink, and so anyway, that's what I was going to use with the silks, and I just got a 1, 2, 3 stitch order that I think have the rest of the silks in there. I just love that one. So that's why I was having so much trouble with that.
I like that one.
I know, and I think Carol Saltbox Stitcher just showed this one, and she might be doing that this year. That is so pretty, and I love the way they did the ribbon trim around the edge of that.
I love strawberries too, and I just thought this was so cute. This is in Punch Needle 2021 summer issue, and this is by Sub Rosa. I just love the strawberries and blackbird, and I like the fabric. It's on the gingham, so I think that's really cute. Little tray and the cloche at our antique store, and then we got this at a retreat at Quilter Station, and this is the first round. This is the first round finish I did, and I didn't do it on the right number of fabric, and so I didn't quite have enough room. Again, hard on ourselves, but it was just a sweet twist. That's right.
Because I have the one like that for
twist.
Yeah. That's a cute, yeah, those are cute.
So I just set it in the little tray and set the little cloche on the top of it with the little bird on. So.
And that's this design. And you did it on the white linen, on a white linen?
Yeah, it was 36, and I think it was supposed to be 32. But anyway.
Oh, probably. They do a lot on 32, don't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's hats off to Uncle Sam. And then I had started this a while ago. I started it on the Weeks khaki, which might be the called for. I just didn't care for it. So, no, it calls for Ligonier Latte. So anyway, I'm planning to restart that, and I think I have a different linen code for that. That's where Steinbeck is. I was looking for this the other day. I have a piece of Steinbeck I thought it might look nice on, so I'll have to give that a try.
I swear, every time we do these floss tubes, I get so inspired by going home and
looking through our stuff.
And going through our stuff and getting all organized, and I just seem to be making more of a mess than organizing.
And I was wondering, maybe I was going to stitch the Uncle Sam on this one. That might be what I was trying to think what we were. I think I have blue for Uncle Sam because this is Alchemy from Picture This Plus, and I stitched this last year for the StitchCon exchange, Smalls exchange, and I put StitchCon in the year on it. But I was thinking, instead of doing it with just like the linen side, I was thinking about stitching it and using one of these Blackbird fabrics for the side. What do you think? I guess you'd have to wait until you get it stitched and see which one coordinates best with the colors. But I thought that might be a fun, colorful side for the drum.
Got another punch needle, summer 2017. Of course, Uncle Sam's on the front. And he's really cute. And then I love this finish on this plant box, the Americana. Oops.
That was really cute.
No, it's just such a cute finish, and I don't know. There's just so much. There's so much to do, and gosh, I forgot about these. Like I said, I've been in a small stitch mode, and I've been checking on Etsy, and I found this one, Needle Treasures Nook, Stars, Stripes, and Strawberries.
That's just perfect for you.
Isn't that?
And you love us strawberries.
Oh, I just love that one.
Great combination.
And this came from Primrose Cottage, and there are flags on the 4th. This pattern, I think, came with 4 flags. So if you did one, I think it was a total of 12. And if you...
Oh, wow. I think this
is a couple years ago. 2022. No. And then I can't show these because these are patterns. But if you go to Brianna Lentz, she has a Etsy shop, and she also does embroidery, and just very simple. House on a Hill, Freedom. So yeah, here's some of the other flags.
Cute.
Oh, let's see. Country Rustic Primitives by Jenny Hoffman.
I love that.
Bee Skip and the flag, and is it showing okay? So there's so many wonderful.
I love that one.
Isn't that nice?
I have to go get that one.
Primrose Cottage, Star Spangled Street.
Oh, it says Glory Bee, B-E-E.
So cute. That one's really cute. I love their patterns. They're so easy to read. This one. This was. So anyway, there's just so many. There's so many things to choose from, but a lot of collecting.
Yeah, I think I showed this last time, but this is the One Nation, kind of a patriotic needlework set by Samplers Not Forgotten. And then our friend Kathy showed this, and I had just downloaded it. This is Parade Sam by Not Forgotten Farm. And Kathy stitched him up. He's just really cute and petite. So that would be a fast stitch.
Oh, I like that in the little bee.
I remember seeing this last year and I loved it. Miss Prim, and that's Betsy Ross, and she also has George Washington and maybe, is it Martha Washington? I know she has 2 others, but how fun would that be to have that displayed?
And Blackbird. This from this book, United We Stand. And I am crazy about this pattern right
I like
here.
that too, and I didn't get the book because I have the
The pattern?
pillow. I have the pillow one, but it hasn't stopped me from buying a book in the past.
Crazy about a flag.
I must really like eagles. I have Blackbird Designs Liberty Eagle. I just think he's cool. And there's actually 2 designs in this book. There's the one on the front, and then the one on the back is like a simplified version. And it's just on a small pillow. And let's see. The difference is the pillow is, the design size is 66 by 76, and the sampler, or the one on the front, is 123 by 102, so just a little bit bigger. And then I also have Teresa Koget's Lincoln's Eagle.
She does beautiful eagles too.
Which I saw, I think I got this when I was at StitchCon last year because they had her trunk show there, and that's so fabulous in person.
This is the book that I was talking about last time by Susan Aki, Summer Memories. It's got quilt designs in the front, and then she's got cross-stitch designs in the back. And I think I showed those to you last time we were here. But they're just really...
They're very bright and colorful. Really pretty.
So, anyway, this is a great book too. Oh, is this? I guess I did bring it.
Oh, okay.
Souvenirs of the summer.
And then what I was thinking, I guess I had this packaged with this. This is really on a really aged-looking piece of linen. I mean, there's not really a whole lot of stitched linen showing because of heavy stitching. But I had pulled this piece of, this is Seraphim Time Goes By, that I think would be perfect for that. That makes me excited.
I said, I don't really need to buy any more patterns, but boy, I sure could buy linen. Because, moving up from 14 to 16 to 18 to...
Well, it looked like Country
28.
Sampler got quite a bit of linen in preparation for their summer camp, so...
Well, that's...
I want to give them a call.
I need to... So this is another must stitch. And I'm going to start this now that I finished Brenda Gervais, but I want to figure Threadwork Primitives, Beggar's Fourth, 2014, and it's that crow with the bunting. And then these are the colors. I have them. I have linen. I have purchased some lemon again, linen, and there's. I want to eat that cookie.
Those cookies on your mind.
This cookie is tempting me. Anyway, and just 4 colors, so that should be fun.
And then from 2021, this is Threadworks Primitives Patriotic Rose.
I don't think I have that one.
And so that's another eagle. That's a smaller eagle. Then this one is, let's see, 89 by 60. So that might be kind of a quick stitch, and that'd be really pretty in a little in a patriotic bowl.
And on my bucket list, I'm going to stitch this in my life. I want to so bad, but after seeing Jamie's, and I want that fabric. She stitched hers on, what was that,
Boston by Seraphim.
Yeah, before I get started.
It looked, and I saw Jamie's in person at Farm Girl, and with 2 other people were stitching the same thing, and I really liked her linen a lot. So this is another one that I think this came out last year. Hands-on design. This kind of reminds me of your Susan Aki ones because they're just very colorful. Oh, sorry. Colorful and fun. And they look so great with the quilted pillow finish.
I'm not counting, so I don't know, but we're going to keep going. This is one of my favorites, Brenda Gervais. This is from a few years ago. Not exactly sure when, but I think I've stitched
2021.
Okay, so I've stitched the sunflower, and
she was doing she did a series. She did
I did the small sunflower and the bigger sunflower.
Halloween with the letters that spell boo. I have that one.
I also have that one that says bloom. Carol has it behind her, and I've always admired that.
And then I have an older Brenda Gervais piece that this is from 2017. I just got this off of eBay, and I wasn't familiar with that. I picked that up, and I thought I have this light blue linen that's hand-dyed by Rolanda. It's a 40-count dove gray, but
oh, that's so pretty.
That does look really gray in this light.
Oh, I think that would be beautiful on that.
I thought that might be pretty on that. And I thought that might help the white pop a little more. And I think everything else would look nice.
I love blue backgrounds and kind of a sagey green backgrounds. Those are kind of my favorite. I couldn't find my fabric, but I have some heroic, and I thought this would be really cute. This is Artful Offerings. They're windmill, patriotic.
Those are so
pinwheel
cute.
Parade.
My goodness, with that big flag. That's cute. I'm not really happy with rabbits right now.
Do you know we do not have any rabbits? Not a one.
We had a couple years when we didn't, but and last year we saw a fox a few mornings. I have not seen the fox. I don't know if the fox moves because the rabbit population changes. I mean, even this morning we saw a baby one in the backyard.
We have
I have coyotes over so many things in the yard.
These coyotes are, but I have to show you our new, this is what was in our pool. I don't know if you can see that. See that little teeny tiny frog? Oh, do you know what you call an illegally parked frog?
I do. Because I read the comment.
Oh. I told her I would share it. It's Toad. Smarty pants. Well, I got another one then. I bet you don't know this one. What do you call a bullfrog between two buns?
I don't know.
McRibbit. Oh! Sorry, McDonald's. Okay. Anyway, so I think this one would be really cute. And again, I'll just pull something out. I'll work on it for a day, and then I'll put it away and pull it out.
Well, unless it grabs you like those little pillows did.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I got those, and I stitched them immediately.
That was all I had to... Oh, wait. No, I have some more back here.
Yeah, okay.
I kind of like our Patriotic. Pineberry Lane.
Oh, I love...
Hurrah.
I started working on that one you gave me with the angel.
Oh.
Because it's I feel so much more confident stitching it now.
Oh, good.
So...
good.
So I have a lot of little... Sorry. This one came from just another button company where you buy the buttons and you get the free. So this is summertime flip-flop days. And then I have these cute little flip-flops. So just a fun little stitch. And then Primrose Cottage had Summer House. Just another little sweet one. And their July 9 patch. And Lizzie Kate Fuzzy String. Lizzie Kate Summer ABCs. Try not to get in that ring. And that's it for...
This is another older one. This is from 2013, Brenda Gervais. I think that's just a classic. Again, it's the eagle, the red house. And then you probably have seen this. I guess Katie Strachan had a conversion out for this last year. But Stacy Nash and that summer drum, I think that's gorgeous.
This is Country Cottage Needleworks, Liberty Lane. And I like the little bunting across the top.
Well, just in case you haven't seen it, because this has been out since 2014, it's been 10 years. Summer at Hollyberry Farm is another Stacy Nash. She had a series of seasons at Hollyberry Farm. That is that border. Her borders are so fantastic, and the house with the bunting. Just love that one.
I do. I love Patriotic. I just got this one. This is called Glory from Bent Creek. Look at that flag.
I like that with the wording in it.
With the ABCs in the middle of it. Wouldn't that be a fun one?
I'm good. I think the rest of mine are things that
you want to share.
Well, no, I mean it's stuff that's more current, so I think the older ones are kind of fun to see.
Yeah, Patriotic Trio from Waxy Moon. We'll just flip through these. This is Chessie and Me, Friends of the Mill sampler. Good friends are hard to find, harder to leave, and impossible to forget. Sweet.
I wonder if that's Corbin Mill. Well, I don't know. Okay.
This is an older one, Sweet Wing, or 2021. The Home.
I haven't seen that one.
This is Annie B's.
Oh, I love this.
Stars and Stripes Forever. This is also Artful Offerings. Flag Farm.
Another rabbit.
Hands-on Design. Life is just a bowl of cherries. This is also hands-on. This is a fairly older one, I think. God Shed His Grace on Thee.
There's 3 flags. Pretty.
Bent Creek, The Flag. Little House Needleworks, America. Oh, do you know why there's no knock-knock jokes about America?
I don't know.
Because freedom rings.
Oh, I like that. I like that one. I did have one more in here I did want to show. Where'd it go? Keep going. That's
Okay.
While I dig.
Plum Street,
Don't mind me.
Summer Hill. A big mound of grass. Plum Street, Summer Salt Boxes. I'm sorry. Little House Needleworks, Liberty. I must have got this as a gift because there's some thread and buttons in there. So thank you. Little House Needleworks Americana sampling.
That's cute.
I have so many.
I guess you like your Patriotic.
More than I knew, I guess. Thread Milk Liberty Lodge. Rosewood Manor Americano. It has buttons included.
Are these all people who died on the 4th?
Well, I don't know.
Because there's John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, and it shows
that
these are all like little gravestones, and I know they both died on July 4th.
But
James Monroe died on July 4th, and Calvin Coolidge died on July 4th. So, wait. Huh. It looks like Calvin Coolidge died in 1933.
Oh, maybe that was when he was born?
Oh, that's when he's born. Yep.
Yep.
You're so smart. I'm so pretty.
I think I showed that one. Yeah. Bent Creek flagged. I guess they do a different flag. I can't read the. There's a 1990 something. And Heart and Hand Patriotic Tiny Town. Okay. Do we go through another bag or are we done? I have another bag.
Oh my, patriotic? Oh, patriotic. Oh my goodness.
Well, let's see. It may not be.
Yeah, I had another download, but it was a sampler with a blue
No, I
house.
think that
but I
was.
can't find it.
I think that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I just had a tiny bit of haul. And this was something I had ordered a while ago. And I mentioned this at our last video, that there was a fundraiser for Sampler Guild of the Rockies, and you could order a stitching mat for when you go on retreats. And I received mine. It was created by Tracy Krelling. Oops, trying to see if you can focus on that. And it's out of blackbird fabric. You can put, so it folds up nicely, and you can, tie it closed to carry. It has this cute little pocket where you can put like your, if you have a floss card with your name or business card with your name, you could put your business card there. And then it opens up, and it has this little art keeper. And then it has this little pocket where you could keep your cell phone, your scissors, and then here's a little thread bed, matching thread bed.
Okay.
So
Very
I need that
nice.
because I tend to sprawl. And then there's also this adorable little pin cushion in here. So everything you need to keep your supplies organized at a retreat, or when you
Even when we
your
go to Stitch Club, gosh, it's just like I'm like home, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I just like bring it all in. I had to show you. We had a very special guest on our patio the other day. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that snake? Did that freak me out? No, not at all. But he was like 5.5 feet long, and then I just saw him slither away. Ooh.
Yep, that was a long one. So we have winners for our upcoming Zoom call, and that's going to be the second week in June. And so if you have hear your name called, please email me at sablestitcher22@gmail.com, and I will send you the link for the Zoom call and just let you know a few more details. And here's the winners. Let me see where the hard names are first, and I'll read the easy ones.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, you want to read the first one?
Oh, thank you. Gwen.
Oh, this was the first one.
Oh,
I was giving you the easy one.
our first winner is Jenny Dawn, JENNIDAWN.
Our second winner is Gwen Embardino 2684.
And then we have Kathy
L.
L.
I think it's a L. I think.
4692.
Then Angela Howard 5352.
Vintage Cottage Stitches.
Mary BD 123.
Kathy Decker 889.
Claire Kalantar. It's CLAREKALANTAR. Terry, I think it's Terry.
Terry Sturdivant, TERRE, and I'm sorry if I butchered that, STURTEVANT 2061.
And D. Hansen 5490. Yay!
Yay!
We look forward to Zooming with all of you. And then I have a little giveaway for this video. Okay, and you had one.
I had one
Oh,
too.
I gotta write down the words, so.
Okay.
Gather Wildflowers by Hands On Design. And this is a new pattern. I had it as part of a club kit last year. And so this is for the pattern only. And so let's see. We'll say gather is if you want to win this design, please use the word gather in the comments. Don't say win or prize. And please be 18 or over so we can get your address for mailing. Okay.
Okay. And I wanted to share my grand old flag from Brenda Gervais that I just finished. So the nice thing about this only calls for 3 colors. In one of the colors, 3023, there's not very many stitches with that color, so you have something that's close. But I will tell you I think it's Classic Works tartan plaid. I had a string and a half left, and I just used 1 strand. So if you're using 2 strands, you might want to get 2 skeins of that. And then the other color is a DMC 22, which you should be able to get that easily. But the tartan plaid was the one that, I was hoping that I'd have enough. And I did, but if you do 2 over 2, you might want to get 2 skeins. So this, you call, flag. So flag is a word for this one. And enjoy.
And then I have a piece of linen, and it's Cedar River linen. It's 28 count overcast. And actually, I did not mean to order this in 28 count. I love beautiful. The color. Isn't it? The color is very pretty.
She changed her mind.
No. So it's very pretty. It's probably, I'm guessing it's a fat quarter, because this is doubled. So if you want to win this, please use the word linen, and to be entered for this. Let me write that down before I forget what my keyword is. And I guess we'd be interested. What are you stitching on right now? So that would be fun to know, I think.
That's a good one. So tell us all of them. I mean, we don't care. We stitch on a lot and have a lot to stitch.
Yes. So we're interested in what you're stitching on. And then, so again, the words are gather, flag, linen, and that's how we will search for our winner in our next video.
There you go.
And we hope to be back, I think, in about 2 weeks. I think that should work. God willing, the creek don't rise.
Which in some places is happening. So
yes,
we pray for all those people.
Yes, I know. My sister-in-law's in Texas. One sister just moved out of the Dallas area, but I know Dallas was having just terrible, loss of electricity.
Oh, I can imagine
the storms,
in the heat and humidity and no power. Oh,
we are so blessed when all those things work.
We are. Well, would you guys like a bedtime story? This one is a little bit longer than usual, but it was fun. When Ike and I went out to dinner, he had a doctor's appointment, and by the way, I think we're almost there. I think he's going to be released in a week or 2. So,
oh, good.
Say some prayers. But we had gone to an early doctor's appointment, and so therefore that was actually our anniversary, and we went out to dinner. Well, then we were with all the other older people that go out to dinner early, and so when I saw this story, it kind of reminded me of us old people going out to dinner. Anyway, a group of 15-year-old boys discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed that they would meet at McDonald's next to the Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because they only had $6 among them. They could ride their bikes, and that cute girl in social studies lives on the same street, and they might see her. 10 years later, the group of now 25-year-old guys discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the beer was cheap, the bar had free snacks, the house band was good, there was no cover charge, and there were a lot of cute girls. 10 years later, at 35 years of age, the group discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was decided that they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the booze was good, it was near their gym, and if they went late enough, there wouldn't be any whiny little kids. 10 years later, at 45 years of age, the group discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the martinis were big, and the waitresses wore tight pants. 10 years later, now 55, they discussed where they would meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the prices were reasonable, they have nice wine lists, and the fish is good for their cholesterol. 10 years later, at 65 years of age, the group discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the lighting was good and they have early bird discount specials.
So true.
10 years later, at 75 years of age, the group discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because the food was not too spicy and the restaurant was handicap accessible. 10 years later, at 85, the group discussed where they should meet for dinner. It was agreed they would meet at Captain Jack's Seafood Grill because none of them had ever been there before. Oh gosh, it was good.
That is good. I love that one.
All right, everybody.
Well, we enjoyed spending time with you, and we hope if you like this video, we hope you like it. We hope to see you again soon. Hope you have many hours of happy stitching.
Great summer. Get some laps in. So, in case you don't know what laps are, in the pool is when you ride your raft and you go from one end and then the wind blows you back the other way. So that becomes a lap. But anyway, we love visiting with you all. We love sharing with you all. We hope we gave you some ideas. And we just like spending time with you guys.
Yeah. Well, until next time, be well and happy stitching.
Happy stitching. Bye. Bye.